been waiting for this.
You are now listening to Digital Suplex Radio.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot we can start with. What do you want to talk? Well, I'll let you start it off, Shay. What do you want to talk about first?
All right. So I think the biggest thing, just because we're coming off of Dominion from New Japan just last night.
You're right.
Jay White won the IWGP title. I was not expecting that. That's not what I want to talk about right now yet.
Yeah,
but still,
yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. But the big one is Hiroshi Tanahashi beat Haruki Goto. So obviously we all knew that was going to happen. So now he's going to in-season slot for the interim AEW championship against Jon Moxley. Tony Khan loves his interim championships.
He
loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So CM Punk, man, went out. He got injured.
Yeah, man. That's just bad timing on CM Punk's part. And a lot of people are asking, like, when did it happen? How did it happen?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
So a lot of people are thinking, like, maybe it's when he jumped into the crowd and he came out, or maybe it's when he botched the top rope dive on his first match back, which was looking kind of rough. I'll just be honest with you. That was kind of looking a little rough. But,
the tag match he had with Revival, FTR, sorry.
Yeah, that shit was looking kind of rough. Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe he was tired from the night before. And like we mentioned before, the Hangman Page match, I don't know. I thought that was kind of like a weird showing for him too. But, you know, bless his heart, you know, just bad, horrible timing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you strap the rocket to CM Punk and just like, boom, shit happens. It's wrestling.
Yeah, that's wrestling, you know, like things can change in a moment. Yeah. So yeah, my boy Phil Punk, he's out for a little bit, Mr. Phil Punk.
Yeah.
So we have the interim champion, and man, this was such a Tony Khan really went all out with trying to really correct this one. So we did the Casino Battle Royal, which the Casino Battle Royal is strange to me. I don't know, battle royals can be strange because it's like all those people and that small of a space.
Yeah,
that can be tough. But yeah, so who won the battle royal?
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly, that's right, because they had a banger match at the main event, which we all knew Kyle O'Reilly was not going to win, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the thing. So when he lost, it's like, oh, John's winning. You know?
Well, that's the thing too, because it's like Hiroshi Tanahashi was supposed to face CM Punk, so they like completely redid everything, and then you're like, okay, so it's just going to be Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Why are we doing all of this?
They're trying to jump through all these hoops just to make it a big spectacle, I guess, to be like, oh, anything could happen. It's like, we already know what
I think to also give some prestige to the thing, like you can't just, you know, get the spot, you know, you got to fight for a little bit. So I guess I get that, but we all like kind of knew what the deal was. Once they announced that Jon Moxley was like, you know, the guy to beat for the number one contender spot, like, oh, so it's just Jon Moxley. Like no one's gonna beat Jon Moxley right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I had a weird ass theory that it was gonna be Chris Jericho, and we were gonna get Chris Jericho versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, and they were just gonna have like Jericho Appreciation Society Reign of Terror until CM Punk came back.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. That would have been tough.
That would have been rough, but like I could have seen him do it just because of how much they put into Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
and like the masochist in me was kind of like, I bet I could suffer through that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Forbidden Door coming up. That's our interim AEW title slot. And I don't really see them having a New Japan guy carry the AEW title for a little bit, but I don't know. But I feel like that's Jon Moxley's match to win, honestly.
Yeah, Forbidden Door coming up, man. You know, I feel like, you know, this is a nice little pay-per-view to like combine both companies, because a lot of AEW fans, they really fluent in New Japan. They know what the deal's going on over there. I think there's two things we're missing here. Kenny Omega. We always, you know, Kenny Omega will fit in great with Forbidden Door. And not really a mention of Okada. I think Hangman Page brought up Okada about like, you know, the Lariat versus Lariat, but I ain't really feeling that either. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and because Hangman was like, you know, I want the IWGP title. I want Okada. Okada just fucking lost.
He lost that shit. Yeah.
He lost to Jay
I wonder
White.
if Tony Khan's on the same page as who the fuck's over there? Goto, whatever the fuck his name is.
I think Gato still does the
Gato.
booking, but like, yeah, I'm not sure if he still does the booking or not. But
I wonder if they're in cahoots like with the booking, because if like Tony Khan has something planned out and they said fuck it, we just gonna put it on Jay White, then that's a whole nother story.
yeah, I do wonder like how booking works for this pay-per-view, like between the two companies, because like obviously they make their own booking decisions, for their particular company. I wonder how close they're working to making sure like they book it kind of like, so everyone's happy and like it all makes sense for everyone. That's a really good question.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna see what happens with Forbidden Door. I heard rumors that Adam Cole's wanted to be slotted in and make it a triple threat
for the AEW or IWGP.
I swear I saw that shit, unless it's some bullshit ass, dirt sheet ass shit.
Because he was talking shit to Hangman, so obviously that feud's not done.
Oh Lord, Adam Cole triple threat, doing research live on the show.
That's how you have to do it.
That's how you do it, man.
That's how you do it.
That's our that's our marquee.
You should never prepare podcast. You should always, if you want to learn something, do it while you're recording. That's the way you do it right there.
Come on, of course. Adam Cole vied for Forbidden Door shot at NJPW. But even if that's, I don't know, that's just not gonna work. Update on Adam Cole. Okay, well, we'll see what happens with that. I think it should just be a straight up 1v1. I don't know, man. I think they're gonna give it to Jon Moxley. I think they're gonna give it to John. Yeah.
Yeah, what can you do? Hiroshi Tanahashi's obviously like a huge draw. So like that's gonna be a great match. I don't think I see Tony Khan putting the AEW belt on a New Japan guy right now.
Because what can you do?
Unless it's Moxley because he goes in between, right?
True. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I guess. Are you hyped for Forbidden Door, or are you just gonna see what happens?
I'm kind of in that place where I'm just kind of seeing what happens. Like I want to be excited, but like New Japan has just been so like not good for a little bit now, and it's just hard to be. Yeah, like see, I put on Dominion last night because I was up late, and so like I put it on, and it was like the United Empire tag versus Bullet Club, and I'm like, man, I just do not give a shit about this at all.
Bro, Bullet Club got so lame. What happened? What happened? Now it's like, Ace Austin is in Bullet Club. Who give a fuck? I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Ace Austin.
Who gives a shit? They brought, I think, like Juice Robinson's in Bullet Club too. I didn't know that, but
oh shit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they had AJ Styles, Kenny Omega. That's back when I got into the Bucks. They were in the Bullet
that
Club.
Original iteration, like from Finn Balor when he was Prince Devitt, and like AJ, Kenny, And then like it started really going down whenever they did that like Bullet Club Civil War thing with like Team Cody and Team Kenny.
Yeah, they tried to do Wolfpack. They tried to do Wolfpack.
They tried to do the Wolfpack thing. They didn't learn.
See, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. And then that's when you started realizing like, oh, okay, Bullet Club is definitely biting off. If this didn't give it away, then Bullet Club is definitely biting off NWO. It's like a vanity project. It's like they're trying to pretend. I hate this pretending shit, bro. Everybody's lame now. That's the thing I hate about. I'm kind of ranting, but that's the thing I kind of hate about these new factions. Where it's like, hey, y'all, yeah, we're the Bullet Club. It's like they're pretending. They're not cool, threatening dudes no more.
Oh yeah, like the WWE versions too, when they have like AJ Styles and like Finn Balor like kind of teaming, or like when Gallows and Anderson were over there, like they were the club,
or the OC.
The OC, yeah.
They were like AJ Styles was that gorilla. He was like, okay, fuck it, OC, come on, let's just go out there, y'all.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm just I mean, especially now that Jay White is IWGP champion, and I like Jay White. Like, I'm not necessarily upset that he's champion. Like, he's a good champion. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering because so far the build has just been kind of weird, and I don't know. Like, I feel like the build to it has just been kind of off.
Yeah, this definitely. CM Punk fucked plans up, like straight up, like
the fuck CM Punk, man. Come on now,
come on, man. Just
them old bones. You got them old bones.
Yeah, bro. Get some icy hot, man. You'll be all right. Nah, you see the meme where it was like Cody, he performed with the purple arm, and it was like I'll wrestle the match, and then CM Punk stubbed his toe. They hoeing, but it made me laugh a little bit.
Man, I think Cody like fucking tore his like pectoral muscle like right off like
the bone.
Yeah.
Off the bone. I guess we can get into that a little bit. Man, I didn't watch Hell in a Cell live. If it's not like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, I'm not watching that shit live, bro.
I did tune in for the triple threat women's championship match.
Okay.
Asuka, Becky, and Bianca.
Uh-huh.
If you do get time, definitely worth checking out. That match was awesome. That match rocks.
Bianca
They always
Belair.
tear the house down. Those are like three of the best right there.
I think Bianca Belair, my favorite women's wrestler right now.
Oh yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's amazing.
She's awesome, and the way the way she can touch fans, like little girls dressing up like her. She's people's heroes, like, you know what I mean. So that's how you know.
Yeah, she's an example of like when like a WWE character like just done like exactly the way it needs to be done, because like just because she has that natural chemistry and connection with the people, and like she can really do it. Like I love the whole EST gimmick. That's awesome. Like just the most of like, you know, everything. The EST, that's a great gimmick. She's great. I mean, she's getting so much better also, and like she's just so strong, so athletic. She's amazing. She can really adapt to like the two of the best, you know, women's workers in the world with Asuka and Becky Lynch, and she can really hang with them and like be on their level. That's awesome.
Yeah, pure athlete. And she fine. So yeah,
she is fine. Absolutely.
Good
luck to you. Congratulations to you, Montez.
Yeah, he's in there. He's in there. But you know, Cody Rhodes, you know, he came out. I didn't watch it live, but I did see. I follow a bunch of wrestling pages on Instagram, so I saw everybody reacting to the disgusting, vile, fucking purple.
That was
PEC,
nasty.
The hashtag purple PEC, and you know, you gotta Cody. We talk about Cody. We dunk on Cody all the time. If you don't like Cody after this, then I don't know, bro. There's nothing he can do, because Cody, he didn't gain my respect. I respect everybody that go out there and wrestling shit, but like this is what made me like okay, yeah, Cody cool. You know,
kind of like solidified like his place like in the wrestling canon a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is gonna go down in history.
Yeah, because it was like the first 5-star match that Dave Meltzer gave in like a decade, I think. For WWE, at least.
Oh,
for WWE.
Really?
WWE.
Okay.
I mean, he's dropping 6 stars for Japanese wrestling all the damn time, you know.
Yeah, Young Bucks.
But like, yeah, because I think the last 5-star match he gave in WWE, if I'm not mistaken, was CM Punk and John Cena from Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That storyline when Punk won it and then left with the title. A great story. Yeah. And this was the 5-star that they gave. And I haven't watched it yet. I might go back and watch it. But yeah, damn.
Nah, yeah, this was history in the making, bro. Like the way that, because they said, you know, people are like, well, why would WWE let their performance go out? You know, Vince is all about that. Oh, he's working hard, brother. You know, send him out there, brother. You know, he's one of those. So, you know, the doctor said like his shit can't get any more worse. And I guess Cody was like, look, let me do this. You know, the Dusty Rhodes is in my blood. You know, I'm Dusty's son. He's all about putting in work. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I want to show the people I can do this. Really went out there and put on a whole ass match with and, you know, they use weapons to their advantage, you know, because like, I mean, he can't go out there and do like 30 arm drags and shit.
Yeah, so they have to do some spots in there to kind of rest up. Yeah.
With that being said, he still had a sledgehammer grinded into his sore pec. He still went through a table, did all that shit, crossroads and everything. Gotta give him props.
That man is a masochist. I swear that man is a masochist. And I say, not only is he a masochist like in the physical sense, but also like, I think emotionally too, because I remember like back in AEW when I saw a tweet that like put clips together of like all the different like old time legends that came back into AEW, and the first thing they did was just like shit on Cody like right to his face, and they would just cut promos on Cody and like tell him how much of like a little shit that he was, and I'm thinking like that man has some kind of fixation on being in pain or just getting hurt by something, because even in AEW, he was putting himself through fucking flaming tables,
getting whipped.
That massive like cutter off the top of the ladder with Sammy Guevara.
Yeah,
like dude does everything to like make you get on his side. He will go through hell, and I swear he's got something for that, because he's always just doing the most and like taking it as far as he possibly can.
At first, I thought it was desperation for like admiration, but now I see it's just like he's just trying to show us like, yeah, I'll really do this shit for y'all, bro. I can't argue with that, bro. I'm cool with Cody now. I'm cool with Cody, even though he thought he solved racism. So other than that,
yeah, that's something he's still got to work on, I think. You know, and I bet he's making strides. He talks about this, you know.
He said that Anthony Go-Go feud was dumb, so that was good. I'm glad he.
I'm glad he's gained some perspective from that.
So why do you think? So why do you think he was so unlikable in AEW versus how he's so cool in WWE now?
I think he just fits the product better. So I went back and I listened to our show. I went back and listened to the WrestleMania review we did, and then we talked a little bit about Cody. I was just listening to it last night, actually. A friend reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm listening to your podcast." And I'm like, "Oh," and it was that episode.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I went back and I went back and listened to that one because that's the one she was listening to. And so I went back and listened to how we were talking about Cody, the AEW Cody versus the WWE Cody, and how we were both kind of like, yeah, man, it feels more like he has a WWE approach to his character, to his work, the way they book, kind of how they think, because they really want to kind of create these very well-defined heroes and villains and tell like a very clear black and white story. And in AEW, we talked about how that really isn't always really the case there. Like a lot of it really is about, how the crowd's receiving it, kind of like just what kind of, what kind of decisions wrestlers are making like in the match. And like, it's all kind of very fluid. And Cody is very much a well-defined storyteller. Like he wants to tell a very clear story and wants there to be very clear roles. And because he came up through the WWE system, it just seems like a lot of his creative, his creative thinking and like the way that he views wrestling, it just fits so well with how the WWE presents. So of course he's going to be a top guy there and be like real prominent and like doing his thing. And it's just not going to resonate with AEW just because like it really is two different worlds creatively.
It is.
And I don't think Cody quite, like, even though he built the company, I don't think he was ever really quite fit into that mold, into that kind of style of wrestling, both in ring and storyline wise.
Yeah, that's a good point. And when you look at WWE and AEW, bro, they are two different companies, and it's good that they are two different companies because then if you had two of the same, it's like I just rather watch WWE then because it's like the bigger presentation and stuff like that. But since AEW gives you something that's so much different, you know what I'm saying, fans are gonna notice that and they're like, wait a minute, this nigga not supposed to be over here. He's go over back to WWE. So I think that's where the conflict was a little bit with Cody being over there. So
he just is a WWE guy. When you like think about just the way that he presents himself, like how he works. Because he's a good wrestler, but like, for him, it's more about the storyline, right? Like he's better at telling a story and making you get like invested into that more so than the in-ring work. And that's kind of like the goal that WWE is trying to always do. Like the ring work always kind of comes secondary to the story, right? To like the entertainment part of it. Like wrestling is kind of, takes a back seat to the characters. And Cody was more of a character than he ever was like a physical wrestler, I think.
There you go. Yeah. And we talked about, it's like, oh, it's the Cody show. Because when Cody comes out, here comes Arn. Here comes Arn falling off the stage. Here come Brandy. Here go Pharaoh. It's all the characters. And oh shit, what happens in this match? Oh, Arn's out the outside. He's pointing the gun. It's just like a whole like little. It's almost like a skit. So it's like it's not
like these story, like these plot points, like in just like these stories. Yeah.
Like a
very
action.
very little of it is actually like his wrestling.
Yeah. It's like here's the climax, here's the falling action, and here's the conclusion. When Young Bucks, on the other hand, they'll have like a bunch of spots. Or Blackpool Combat Club, here comes the blood. Oh, it's vicious. Yeah. But like Cody's like, oh, well, there goes Brandy.
It's the characters. Yeah.
What did she do this time? It got a little old, a little bit, so.
Yeah, and that I think it just doesn't really work well in AEW. I think because the fans in AEW, they want wrestling. They want storylines informed by the wrestling, as opposed to vice versa, where it's wrestling informed by just the storylines and like, so like the physical aspect is more important, I think, in AEW than it is in WWE. And Cody just, I think, fits in more in the WWE style. And, it makes sense. It does make sense.
Yeah, man. So I wanted to bring up this little meme too, man, that I saw the other day, man. I'm on. So this is what I do. I'm on Facebook. I'm on a bunch of wrestling. I'm all over the place on wrestling groups. So like I'm following like a hardcore diehard AEW group just because, and I'm following a diehard WWE kind of group kind of thing. I forgot what the names of it were.
As a journalist, you know, as you should, you know, hear the perspectives.
Yeah, man, as a self-hired broke ass journalist. So check this out, man. I saw this meme, and it was like, as you guys know, Gunther, what's it called? What did he do? He won the IC title, and everybody at first was like, "Oh, Walter's Gunther now? What the hell? Y'all changed his name?" And which is understandable because it's like, you know, like we had a whole video on it before, like Don't Assault Intelligence. You know, we know this name's Walter. Woo woo. We all know that. And that doesn't necessarily, you know, dampen your character or anything like that. Like Gregory Helms, aka Shane Helms, aka the Hurricane, said, you know, his WWE debut, he lost his name, his gimmick, his finisher, and all that, and he turned out okay. Okay. So, you know, we talk about Gunther now. It was like when you get your name changed, I'm gonna just hold it up like this so you get a little thing. It said, when you get your name changed, but instead of whining about it and going to a different company, you get in shape and are rewarded with a title reign. So this is on a pro WWE group. And I thought this was a bootlicker meme. And bootlicker meaning like, you know, bow down, follow instructions, you know, yeah, Vince McMahon, okay, I'll do what
orders,
you say.
yeah.
Follow
do
orders.
what you're told.
And now I realize there's a whole kind of like group of fans that like praise wrestlers for following instructions. Like, isn't that the lamest shit?
Yeah, like, man, well, we can get into all this because this goes into like just the relationship between people, like workers and workers and their bosses, like in America, because you're kind of conditioned to like do what you're told, right? That's the way we're supposed to think. We're supposed to think in terms of, well, your boss told you to do it. You need to suck it up and be a good worker and be a professional and like, brother. Yeah, exactly. And no, that's like not how it's supposed to be. Like workers are important to that shit, and what they have, how they feel, what they say fucking matters. And if you're getting fucking screwed over, and like if you don't say anything, like, you know, that's on you. I get it. Like, you know, you got to make your paycheck. You're in your situation. You do what you got to do. But if you fucking fight back, like, fuck yeah, dude, like fight for yourself, advocate for yourself. And in America, we're not supposed to do that. The people in power, we're supposed to listen to them.
Yeah, no matter how crooked they are, no matter how wrong they are, or how much they value you. You know, it's dumb, bro. Like,
yeah, exactly. And also, it's just like, I mean, like, I just don't feel like you can reduce people leaving WWE for AEW down to like little necessarily like things like that. I'm like, it's probably a little more complex than that. But yeah. Jesus Christ, what a fucking bootlicker. Yeah. Just do what you're told and everything will be fine. And like you'll get showered with, you know, accolades or whatever. And it's like, that's not always true.
Which y'all act like that happens all the time, which it doesn't happen, bro. Like people follow the rules all the time. They're like, okay. I hear people on these I want to make a top 5 list. I haven't made a pre-recorded video in a while, but I want to make a top 5 list of like top 5 WWE employee bootlickers, like Michael Cole, Corey Graves. You know, they give us shit, but you just got to make it work. And you know, if you make it work, then look what will happen.
And they always talk about McMahon. Yeah, they always talk about McMahon like he's like he knows best at the end of the day. Like he's a genius. He's not. He's just really rich. Yeah, he just bought everything. He just bought everything. He's not like he doesn't have a more. Yeah, he doesn't have.
He don't care about wrestling no more. So how can he be a genius?
He's not like, and I don't think he ever really was a genius. He was just a really ruthless businessman.
Yeah.
Like he just bought everything. There's a difference between having everything and like knowing how to use it. Like he didn't get there because he just knew how to like really understood the industry and like, oh, let's make this better. And like, it just happened to get successful because it was better. No, it's because he bought it all.
There you go.
And exactly. And so like people, man, like a lot of those WWE bootlickers, man, those, you know, lifers, they're always talking about like how McMahon's a genius and like, you know, how I didn't see it this way then, but you know, looking back, you're like, yeah, he was right. He was right. No, he wasn't. He was never right. Fuck Vince McMahon.
Yeah, man, he's a slimy bastard. But you know,
let's think about that for a second, because that meme also assumes that wrestlers just simply left after getting their name changed because they're like, I don't want to do that, and they left. It's like, no, they got fired.
Yeah,
they got released from their contracts.
Yeah,
even though they played the game. Because let's think Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland's a guy who's always gonna adapt and is always gonna like be a professional. And I respect that. Like he's gonna do what he's got to do. And he did everything possible to make Isaiah Swerve Scott successful. He did Hit Row. He got the North American title, like, because he was doing exactly like what he was told and like bringing that himself into it. He did everything he was told. He got fired.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's not at all what it is.
I'll bring up another example. You talk about Keith Lee. Now we're doing Keith Lee. Keith Lee's a little bit more vocal. I heard, he was saying on podcasts, like, people didn't really like him because he used to speak up and be like, oh, I don't like doing that. No, this is how I speak. Because we all knew Vince. Here go Vince McMahon talking about Keith Lee. Yeah, I think you sound too smart for your own good. We all know what that means. So you have somebody like that telling you something like that, and then they like, okay, you're Bearcat now, even though, saying everything you did on the indies worked. So you're Bearcat Keith Lee now.
And you are who you are because of that. Like, because you're Keith Lee, limitless.
Yeah. And then so was he gonna say no? He didn't say no. He still went out there, did the Bearcat thing, and then they fired his ass. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, hey, bro, put this fucking skirt on, these fucking skirt in a shirt, wrestling a shirt, even though you're proud of how you look and how you move. Change up everything and be okay with it. Do your job and be okay with it. Like, if I'm a fucking plumber, bro, and I'm like plumbing, I'm like the best plumber in America, and I go to this new mansion that they want me to work on, I'm hired by this new company, they're like, hey, fuck that plunger. You're going to use these new grip gloves. You got to take out the shit with these grip gloves. I don't think I want to do that. I want to use a plunger like I usually use. No, man, use these grip gloves, man. I was like, okay, cool. Using them. Hey, man, using them hoes wrong. You're fucking fired. Now I got shit all over my hands. That's exactly kind of what they doing, bro. Mm-hmm. Fucking sucks.
And also, people need to understand about WWE specifically, maybe wrestling in general, but specifically WWE. It's not a meritocracy. Like, you're not just going to get things because you work for them. Ultimately, what it comes down to is what Vince McMahon thinks is going to make him money.
Yeah,
he does not give a shit. He does not give a shit how good of a worker you are. If he doesn't like it, if he doesn't click with him, no matter how good you are, it ain't going to happen. And WWE fans need to understand that Vince McMahon just does shit because he wants to, and it's also like it's not like Walter earned that title. Like, he was slotted to win it. Yeah, not like this shit isn't
real, bro.
It's not like boxing, or I mean, that's just probably too, but like, it's not like a competitive sport in that regard. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, bro. Bootlickers, bro. These WWE bootlickers. So let me play devil's advocate though. Would you consider Theory, like, say somebody like Theory? I know you don't fuck with him, but let's say somebody like Theory. Do you think Theory was lucky? Because Vince could have done anything with him. He could have gave him a disco gimmick. He could have gave him a lumberjack gimmick. Do you think Vince just said, look at that pretty white boy over there. Yeah, we're gonna make him United States. Do you think that's what it is?
And they kind of kept him like his whole thing. Like, he was always Austin Theory, like even in Evolve. Mm-hmm. And they shortened it to just Theory now, right? Because
I don't know.
Why have a full name? Why do that?
Why that don't make no damn sense. Yeah, call him a noun.
Yeah. I guess, like, I don't know. Maybe because he was just so young and like so, like, he was already in a position where you could like mold him the way you wanted him to. So like, he was already at a starting point in a lot of ways. So maybe they just kind of like roll with it. Maybe it is because he's just a little pretty young white boy, and Vince just kind of connects with that because he's a racist piece of shit. But I mean, he is. If you don't think Vince McMahon is racist, people in 2022, like,
come on,
history will tell you something.
Speaking of, like I said, I kind of mentioned it before a couple minutes ago, but like, Booker T, as much as I love him, he's a WWE bootlicker, bro. And I hate to say that, but like, it is. If you listen to his podcast, which used to be so much better in 2019, like, they had people. We got the 10-minute warning. We got the 10-minute warning. Oh shit, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. I clicked on a button that said upgrade, bro. I thought the call dropped.
Nah, I'm right here. Fuck.
Okay, cool. We got 10 minutes though. We good. But like, his podcast used to be so much better in 2019 because it was just him just chilling, talking about just random shit, sports, Houston. He used to play like old school Houston jams. And then, WWE, they kind of like, not tax, but like, they kind of monitor everybody's shit. Like,
so is his podcast under like the WWE like umbrella now?
It's not. It's under ESPN, but I feel like he kind of what's the word for it? Like, I feel like he's getting policed. So anytime like he stopped, like, he's used to take calls and shit. Like, I called up there like twice, and I was just talking to him about Houston rap music. And now it's like you have to like donate to have super chats and et cetera, et cetera. Point being is, whenever he gets a question about WWE, he'll dodge the question. Or like, you remember the plane ride from hell, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Booker T was on that flight, and a question came in, and they said, "Hey Booker, what do you remember about the plane ride from hell?" He was like, "Hey man, I'll be honest with you, man, I was asleep." You slept through the fucking plane ride through hell, bro. Oh my god, just like
Because they were sitting there for hours before they even like left.
You slept through the plane ride
Like,
from
so
hell,
you had to
bro?
have slept through the initial massive party that was happening when they were just sitting there because they couldn't leave. And then the flight.
Yeah.
through all of that debauchery and
fighting, like fist
sexual
fighting,
deviancy and assaulting.
The motherfucking emergency fucking hatch almost got unlocked, and you slept through it, bro.
You slept?
What brand of Xanax were you on, bro? Yeah, just sleeping, bro. Yeah, I don't. And then like he'll be like, hey, why did man, what's a recent thing that happened? He's like, hey, why didn't the titles go? I don't know. Like they'll say something about the current storyline. He's like, well, that's not my decision to make. I don't know. I'm not that far deep into the. I don't know. He'll just dodge.
And doesn't he like kind of often like side with WWE over like black wrestlers that have like frustrations and stuff? Like doesn't he kind of like be that person that like is actually they need to keep that, like he's always kind of like not really like showing solidarity with like
with black wrestlers. Like he'll be like, they'll be like, which is I'm kind of on his side about this, but like they'll be like, man, did you notice Brock Lesnar always beats the black New Day wrestlers and stuff like that? And he'll be like, I mean, he'll beat anybody if they're green. He'll beat anybody if they're purple. Like shit like that. He'll always play the fence.
Doesn't matter if you're white, black, red, blue, purple, orange. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, come on, bro. And then the thing that pisses me off the most, the WrestleMania 19 match, we talked about it before, bro. He'll be like, would anybody remember that match if I won it? Yes, nigga. Yes. You would have won the fucking world championship.
That would have put you in like GOAT status right there.
Oh my god.
You would have been a legend at that point.
Yes,
because it was his time, because that's the way the story was being told. Like,
it's not just a match.
He has to win. He has to win.
This is like about social hierarchy, bro. Like, yes, this is like, that would have been like one of the best storylines ever, but Triple H fucking won, and you were like, well, that match paid for my house. That's exactly what's wrong with your motherfucking ass, bro. You can't,
At the end of the day, like, you're just gonna take the check. And like, I don't remember, there was that clip back in like a Monday Night Raw where like Vince McMahon dropped the N-word right in front of him.
And he played along with it.
Yeah, and like, you know, when he walked right by Booker T and like Booker T went in with it. And it's like, I mean, like
no, dude, you a bootlicker, bro. And it's because WWE, like he said, bought his house, and his kids don't gotta worry about school, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
I kind of get it. I've never had that kind of money before.
It's complicated.
I understand playing devil's advocate. I gotta play both sides. Okay, look, the money is good, it's great. I understand that book, but I guess that's just enough. And see, Vince McMahon, there you go again, throw money at it, and so. Oh, it's just so frustrating. What a frustrating fucking thing, bro. I don't know.
The power that money has, man. It's
everybody got a price.
Yeah.
DiBiase.
Right, because you mean money's the thing that is the one thing that keeps you from living, basically. If you don't have it, then fuck you. And like that's fucked up. And Vince McMahon knows that, and he just can buy everything. Which again, like it's not because he's some creative genius with wrestling. Like, no, it's because he's fucking rich and bought everything.
Rich, got that. He's a billionaire.
He just poached everything and bought it, and then exploited his workers to his empire. Like, I mean, you think a lot of that money is like money that all of you workers should be having right now that you don't get because you're not the boss.
Y'all want me to make y'all mad? I'm about to make y'all mad. Vince McMahon does not have to worry about gas prices.
No.
What a bitch.
What a bit. Fuck Vince McMahon.
Is this a fuck Vince McMahon gang post? This meme brought to you by...
For me, I'm a fuck all billionaires person anyway. Like if you're a billionaire, you lose your status as like a person to me. Like you just become a villain in every regard. Villain because status. No one earns $1 billion. You stole that shit.
I hear you.
Yeah. I'm so like same thing with Tony Khan. Like I watch AEW a lot, but like I'm not going to shill for Tony Khan. That man's a fucking little goblin.
Yeah. Yeah. His money was handed to him apparently because his dad
he was born into his money.
But
anyways, yeah, no, you're right. Like for sure. And it's very frustrating. And yeah.
And it just hits hard because it's like, bro, you're supposed to defend the brothers, man, and the sisters, bro. Like it's just like he don't pick no sides, bro. It's just like So why are you there? You know what I mean? He just don't pick sides. I love Booker T, bro. He's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Oh yeah, he's a legend.
He's a legend. You know what I'm saying? And like, if I ever meet him, I would love to shake his hand. But it's just, I know the money and the politics. It plays a factor into, you know, how you go about your opinions and stuff like that. You know,
how you look at the world. Yeah, it's gonna be shaped by.
That's tough. Yeah.
Especially in wrestling, man. Especially in wrestling.
Yeah. But you know, we love it though. We love it. Wrestling's crazy. See, like when I talk to my friends about wrestling, I'm like, oh yeah, you watch wrestling? Yeah, I love the Undertaker, the matchup. I'm like, y'all, if y'all even knew how deep this shit goes, bro, it's more than just like fucking just like, remember that time Rikishi put his ass in that nigga face? Like, no, it's more than that, bro. It's more than that. You know, it's more than that, bro. It goes deeper. So wrestling, y'all. But that's all I had, Shane. What you got?
Yeah. Man. I don't know. I think we covered some good stuff today.
We covered it. Yeah, we covered it.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about like current WWE stuff. I mean, I don't really watch too much. I watch a lot of old shit recently. Been watching like old 90s All Japan.
Yeah, you've been on that All Japan like crazy, bro. I'm telling you, we're gonna do that deep dive into All Japan soon.
God damn. You gotta check out some of those matches, dude. Those are some fucking
bangers.
Yeah, is that like Kobashi?
Kenny Misawa, yeah.
Mitsuha Misawa, Toshiaki Kawada, Akira Taue, Stan Hansen.
Me and my dad, my dad came over yesterday and he was like, you know, he's an old school ass wrestling fan, wrestling. And so he was like, hey man, put on that Abdullah the Butcher. And we were watching Abdullah the Butcher versus Stan Hansen. You talk about garbage matches. They were doing that shit back in the 80s, bro. Just stabbing each other. That's all they were doing.
Oh yeah. And like, because Stan Hansen style was always just like, just get out there and just fucking beat the shit out of people. Which is why like in like 90s All Japan, he kind of started like kind of not vibing with it, because the reason like those matches were the way they were is because they were like really structured and like really laid out, and like the story they were telling, like they were like kind of move by move building this narrative. And he was like, no, I don't do that. I just go out and start beating the shit out of people, and that's how it goes.
Yeah. So yeah,
and
man.
That style has its place. I love that style. I love wrestlers that do that. I love both. You know, I love it all.
Yeah, man.
I love it all.
Me too. Me too. But y'all, we're gonna get back to y'all probably sometime soon. Make sure y'all still keep fucking with us on TikTok, man. The TikTok number's been going up. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to YouTube. I'm gonna try to make. I think I'm gonna make that bootlicker video. That sounds like a good idea. I just ran out of ideas, literally. And like, and
dive into that. Yeah.
Small 10-second rant. The reason I haven't really been posting much to YouTube is if I use a video for 5 seconds from a fucking 1997 episode of Raw, that shit gets taken down. What the fuck? And then other people can use like whole ass clips from the recent episode of Monday Night Raw. I don't get it. I don't get the copyright with WWE and whatever. So I've been kind of chilling on YouTube because we've been getting a lot of love on TikTok. So whatever, I gotta eat my words on that. So make sure y'all follow us on those. And of course, Shane holding down the Twitter. Shout out to Shane holding down the Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Follow us on there at digital_suplex, right? Mm-hmm. There you go. So yeah, that's it. That's all we had. And we got about like less than 30 seconds left, but whatever. It's been me. It's been Shane. Digital Suplex Radio. We out.
See ya.
You are now listening to Digital Suplex Radio.